Welcome to SK1 News. First thing first, how's everybody weekend been? It's been, you know, and it's been a little time since I've been back on here. Lord, Lord, I come back to give you some topics to discuss. Last week I was gonna do the topic on Chilli. I had a few issues going on with trying to get this whole thing done. But I'm gonna try to do it today in today's episode. But before I get into the whole discussion on Chilli and all other news that I will bring today, let's talk about this crazy challenge. Now these kids crazy, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. They crazy. I don't know what's wrong with these kids, but they crazy. Do they realize the effect of a Benadryl? Let me tell y'all, man. One Benadryl to me, that is already knocking me out. I'm sleep like in the next past, what, sometime 5 to 10 minutes. If a Benadryl will knock me out, I'll be scared to take a second one. Yeah, that's how much a Benadryl will knock me out. The quickness it'll knock me out at one, will knock me out real heavy. I probably won't wake up in 2 days off of two. I'm saying that to say this. Why y'all messing with the Benadryl? Why y'all doing this challenge where as though y'all popping these Benadryl pills? Well, I'm going to get into today's video and I'm going to have my opinion on this. This is crazy, y'all.
Something called the Benadryl challenge that is going around on TikTok. This is what kids are doing. They are challenging each other, apparently, to take at least 12 or more, potentially, of these Benadryl pills in efforts to hallucinate. Yes, that does not sound wise to me either. I know exactly what you're thinking, but this is the challenge that's going around social media. If you put Benadryl challenge into Google and you search, you will see this all over the internet. Not only that, but you will see that some kids have already gotten sick from doing this challenge at home, from being sent to the hospital and things of that nature. Guys, this is particularly very, very potentially dangerous. This is the problem with Benadryl. And by the way, this medication, even when used properly, can have a number of issues. And it's actually not something that I recommend very often, even as a doctor, because it can have side effects and adverse reactions for certain people. But in high doses and at toxic levels, Benadryl can be downright dangerous, if not even deadly. It can cause seizures, that's right, heart abnormalities such as arrhythmias, an abnormal heart rate, or palpitations, tachycardia, that is a heart rate that's way too fast. It can cause something called toxic psychosis. It can cause drowsiness. We know that, dizziness, low blood pressure, and even more symptoms. Guys, but did you hear what I said? It can cause seizures and heart abnormalities and arrhythmias. Again, this could be downright deadly for some people. Education is key here. So any young people who are listening, even any older people who are listening, do not do this at home. Do not do this anywhere. Again, this is not only potentially dangerous, it could be downright deadly. Guys, stay away from this Benadryl challenge. As with any medication or over-the-counter medication or anything, first of all, your doctor needs to approve it for you, and you only need to take as much as prescribed and as directed by your physician. Guys, this is so important. Please look after one another's parents and grandparents. Please talk to your kids. Guys, I'm Dr. Jen Caudle. Please share this.
All right, y'all. So number one, she just made me not really want to take another Benadryl, but Benadryl don't affect me like that. Like I said, I only take one, so all of that other side effect stuff would occur if you get way more doses of it in your body than you should get in your body. Meaning, don't take over the doses of the Benadryl, and you won't feel the full effect of the side effects would give. It's crazy because they doing this challenge, taking a whole 12 pack of Benadryl. Now, the number one thing is overdose. Overdose. That's the number one thing, overdose. Um, and another thing is what their bodies can tolerate. A lot of people's bodies can't tolerate certain amount of levels of medicine, and they're off of weight. So some people might can get away with that. I'm not telling nobody to ever do that though. Don't do that. That's just dumb to do. Like, I don't care if you think you can get away with it, but you gotta be smart in on this. You gotta think a certain amount of dose is supposed to go into your body anyway. Definitely how many milligrams per day is supposed to be taken, and it tells you on the directions and stuff like that, on the instructions, how to take this medicine. You know, and it'll tell you how many doses you shouldn't take. You know, and if you don't read, if you don't read, period, because apparently they haven't read anything. If they read enough, they wouldn't know not to do the challenge. They just went on and just risked their lives. You know, like she said, it's been few incidents where as though they took the Benadryl and it were different effects from it, and you know, people had certain health issues going on where as though it could have came there by death, meaning that hey, this you shouldn't take this. You know, um, I say that to say this: we need more stuff for these kids to do. Cause if they picking up stuff that can harm them in any way, then they bored. They bored. Social media get them a way of coming up with these things so they can get plenty of views of doing what. People they know people gonna rewind to watch in, you know, and that's crazy for somebody to watch somebody get ready to take their own life because that's what's happening. You know, if you one of the people on there, and if you're responsible, knowing what that medicine could do, why not just write up under the comments? And I'm quite sure it was a lot of people commenting up under there like, that's stupid, that's stupid. I know a lot of people were, but I'm just saying, like, you know, even with comments itself, it still get a level of boost for that to get out in the algorithm. Whether you telling them something good or not, it still get out in the algorithm. It still, you know, get on their views and stuff up. So you can say something bad under there and it really wasn't mad at them, you know, because it's happening now. So yeah. I'm gonna go on break. Um And I pray for them and the families that gotta go do this because 9 out of 10 it might not turn out the way that any of them wanted to turn out. And I'm just saying. So on that note, I'll see y'all when I come back.
Guys, I wanted to come on here to address a few things that's circulating on the internet that's very concerning to me. Let me say this first. I have the utmost respect and admiration for Michelle Obama, and I would never say or do anything that is disrespectful to her or to any woman. I would never do that. And I had no clue that this repost had happened until I started getting phone calls and text messages from everybody, and I immediately went to my page to see what was going on. Now, mind you, I'm not very computer savvy, so I'm looking for this repost button, and I see that all of these buttons are very, very close to each other. And clearly I was scrolling and my thumb hit the repost button. Again, I had no clue that something like this happened until
I got all the calls. But of course, I took that down, and you know, I would never post anything like that. I would never do something like that. That is not my character. Um, I have supported the Obamas. I gave to the campaign, both runs, voted twice for him, and supported the organization that Michelle had in the schools for exercise for the kids. Um, I would never do anything that's harmful or hateful to anybody. You know, I'm just not wired like that. That's just not who I am. And when it comes to organizations that I have donated to, these are the things that support the veterans. You know, I have always supported them, not just now, but for years. This is not something new. So I just wanted to let you guys know, this from me, that I would never do anything so disrespectful, and I would just never, I'm just not about hate or anything like that. If you look on my page and see my posts, it's all about love, faith, and connection. That's what I'm all about. And I've always been that way, and I will continue to be just that way. So I just want to thank you guys for, your love and your support, and just taking the time to listen to me right now. I really, really appreciate that. And I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Welcome back to SK1 News. So, man. All right. Now I know y'all know. Like I said, this was supposed to have been an episode a week ago that I was supposed to do on Chilli from TLC. So, you know, to those that haven't heard the story though, I want to come put my opinions on what I think of it. So I'm gonna kick that off now because, like I said, it's been out there for almost 2 weeks, and it's been crazy in the media. My issue is that how folks are reacting to somebody choosing to do what they feel they want to do. Like they can't make their own decisions and they can't make their own choices or picks of what they do, even when it coming out of their own pocket of finance. If they chose to spend how they want to spend, and they look at you like you done something wrong, whereas though it may not be wrong in your eyes, but it's wrong in their eyes, and which is though it's crazy because now you're judging. Um, and I feel like, so what? She endorsed into Trump. That's her business, and I don't think T-Boss should have mentioned anything about a group member because everybody knows he was talking about Chilli. Um, T-Boss said out of mouth that, hey, they was talking about, people endorsing and, representing Trump and stuff like that. And T-Boss basically didn't put her name out there, but said a group member of mine, one of a group member of mine, you know, represent that party and, went on the side of the fence for Donald Trump, basically. So, alright, whatever. But I think that was Chilli business to say. I don't think it was supposed to have been T-Ball's business to say. But I mean, she brought it up, so what? You know what I'm saying? My thing is now they looking into the whole backlash of Chilli reposting something about Michelle Obama being a man or registered as a man when trying to run for president. I mean, there's been a picture going around. It could have been Photoshop, but it's been a picture going around of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, and it looked like the Michelle Obama was a dude. And I do remember it was a time where he said Michael. He called Michelle Michael. Michael and I, like it just came directly out like Michael and I, and that's, but that's, no, I'm not even gonna say that could have been a mistake. You spot, your wife, you supposed to make sure you say that one name right. You wake up every night next to her. I mean, wake up every morning next to her. You go to bed with her at night. You should know, your wife, boy. Stop playing, man. So, but, we ain't got no proof of that woman being a man or a woman, So, everybody want to come out on the fence or something and tell me how they know what she is. Show me. To those that say she's a man, show me. And to those that say she's a woman, I mean, the only person that would know that is Barack Obama, her, and God. And how quick people come up. Well, how could you say that about the first lady? Da 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 da. Oh yeah, whatever. People get in their feelings and they get so caught up and they get so wrapped up into, because of their belief. But me personally, if Chilli did it, she got own up to it on her way. But what, like the back out something you said when you said it? Nah, yo. No, don't do that, yo. Don't do that, yo. Say what you feel. Say what you mean. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look. We all say stuff. But if you're going to say it, make sure you can back up on it. You know what I mean? Make sure you can, stand on good grounds. If they trying to blackball you or whatever they trying to do to you, you already knew it was coming. So I wouldn't even get on nowhere trying to apologize. I already knew what was coming when I done it. I already knew that the fans probably wouldn't want to say nothing to me anyway when I said it or I did it. So, I mean, and that's not cool, because nobody should tell somebody how to represent somebody. Nobody should tell somebody how to vote for somebody. Nobody should tell somebody how to post something. Everybody do that. I don't care. So what? She at the higher rank of celebrity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I get that, but she's still human. What you want her to do? She's still human. So y'all gonna blacklist her because y'all feel like she said something that y'all did not agree with. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. It don't make sense. Y'all look, it's been people going around saying Michelle Obama a man the whole time and stuff like that. There's a lot of them that adores Donald Trump. Some of them just won't speak out and say they done it, but there's a lot of them that adores Donald Trump. So, because it's Chilli from TLC, and y'all feel like, wow, I can't believe this. I can't represent. Well, y'all better stop representing everybody else then. I'm trying to tell you, because you think, because what you see with her, look, even the ones that's trying to bash her and stuff like that, like, Luke, sit down, man. Sit down, Luke. Nobody want to hear you. Nobody, we tired of you. We tired of you, Luke. You need to sit down. You and Roly Poly Martin and with DL Hughley, whatever the dude name is, and y'all three really. Y'all three. Charlamagne the God, man, he could go ahead plenty of seats and just have seats on top of seats and then come back and mail his own seat back to him. You know, I ain't nobody got time for Charlamagne, man. Charlamagne don't know what side of the fence he want to be on anyway. You know, it's just like Stephen A. One minute he leaning right, then the next minute he leaning left. You know, he just on a lane saw. You know, like yo, you just don't know. You just don't know what to get out of Charlamagne and Stephen A. You know, so I really don't. Yeah, whatever. But now Luke want to be pro woman, and at the same time, you know them songs, Luke, them songs. You degrade women like crazy back in the day, and your brand of music, yeah, it wouldn't fly by today. It definitely wouldn't fly by today. So I say that to say this, with your Daisy Duke songs and you telling young girls to pop there, y'all know what he told them to pop. If y'all heard that song, y'all know what he told them to pop. I mean, I'm not gonna put that on here today, respectfully, because he wasn't being respectful. So for respectfully, I will not repeat what that man told them young girls to do, or them grown women to do, and which is though, that's why you got a lot of some women out here that listen to that song or listen to them songs thinking that was cool to do. They go out there and buy them Daisy Dukes and then they popping what he told them to pop at the same time, No, no, no. So you can't listen to somebody that years ago was on a bad way of telling women to do stuff and then making nasty songs about women, disrespecting women and stuff like that. And now he wanna be pro woman. Yeah, he's a sellout. Yes. I said it. He's a sellout. He sold himself out. He sold himself out when he made the music that he made back then. So once a sellout, always a sellout. He's selling out now. He following what Master tell him to follow. And Master tell him to do this because why he's not irrelevant no more. He's not somebody really going up to look for no more. Not unless you just one of them freaks that just like to listen to that music. You just want to take it back to a nostalgic sound that was out back in the day. Maybe that part of it too. But yeah, it's not. It wasn't good to hear. It wasn't good to represent. Anyway, let's get into this video.
Reported that the maggot backlash is taking its toll on Chilli from TLC, and it's not what she wants her legacy to be. This is all allegedly from a source. Now, do I believe it? No. I feel like if these are your political values, this is part of your legacy. But when things come down to economics, like when it starts to hurt somebody's pocket, then it's an issue. This is not what I want my legacy to be. Y'all got to believe me. And so Chilli is starting to feel it financially, if you ask me. And a lot of people are giving commentary on the situation, including Ray Daniels. Ray Daniels is saying that the real issue with Chilli is that she's suffering from pretty privilege. That people hold her to a higher standard because she is attractive. And so when Black people see her support something non-Black, they want to take that pedestal from her. That pedestal they put her on, they want to take it from her. So we're going to get into that in this video as well. But first, if you're watching, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe, click the bell, click the thumbs up button, do all the YouTube things. And on April 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm hosting a small group coaching session for content creators who are ready to stop just posting randomly and start building a brand on social media. So this is going to be your chance to get a one-on-one advice from me in a small group setting. And since this is a small group, you're not just going to be learning, like just taking notes. You're going to be live and actually actively participating with me and the other members of the group. And we're going to be discussing your content, your branding, your channel. So to join, click the link in my description box for my school community. Join my school community. Once I approve your request, go to the classroom area and enroll in the class that says Brand Like a Real Housewife. And then I'll see you live April 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is an exclusive from page 6. They say, maggot backlash is taking its toll on TLC's Chilli. It's not what she wants her legacy to be. They say TLC's Chilli is being dramatically, even they put it in quotes, dramatically affected by the backlash to claims that she's part of the maggot movement. It's been recently revealed that the No Scrub singer made donation to DT's re-election campaign and that she retweeted vicious posts about Michelle Obama. And I think that's the bigger issue, her allegedly retweeting those posts about Michelle Obama. She says they were all accidental, all of them. Everything was an accident, and that she is not a DT supporter, but the response from fans has been intense. A source told page 6, she's taken this all very seriously, and this shouldn't supersede a legacy that includes the empowerment of Black women. This sounds like PR. You know, Black women, we have a lot of power when it comes to economics because Black women, we spend a lot of money. And for someone like Chilli, part of the supergroup TLC, like her supporters are Black women. And so this person, this source, who to me sounds like PR, is saying that whatever Chilli's been doing on the side, whatever she's been donating to, shouldn't supersede her legacy of empowering Black women. I hate when people try to use Black women. I hate that. But the source goes on to say she isn't really MAGA. She voted for President Obama twice. There's no MAGA community around her. She looks at MAGA as the January 6th insurrectionist. This is all PR. This is all PR. I don't think she voted for Obama twice. I don't think so. They say Chilli came under fire last week when it came to light. She once reposted a horrid conspiracy theory about the former First Lady. Our source told us she was mortified by the repost and she released a statement expressing deep respect for the Obamas and denouncing the maggot community. And the source goes on to say this has affected her quite dramatically, and she's been praying with her prayer group every day. They say social media warriors, I don't know who wrote this, but they said social media warriors, influencers, and public figures like D.L. Hughley and Jamel Hill weren't buying it, and neither am I. I feel like it's all financial. They said some even accused her of backtracking in order to save TLC's upcoming tour with Salt and Pepper and In Vogue. They said her response seemed to do more harm than good, with internet sleuths unearthing every maggot-associated person she follows, posts she likes, and donations she has made to organizations associated with DT's movement. Yeah, this is not the 90s. Everything you do on social media, it can be seen and it can be traced back to you. This is not the 90s where you can just say, it wasn't me. Chilli attempted to explain the donations away, saying, I didn't read the fine print. I thought I was supporting causes against human trafficking and for veterans. I feel like she read the fine print because I've seen comments in her interactions with people on social media where you could tell she was a DT supporter, not Biden when he was running against DT. But I also want to get into some commentary about this whole situation from Ray Daniels, who is blaming it on pretty privilege, saying that Black people put Chilli on a pedestal, and now that she's not living up to that pedestal, that's the real reason she's being canceled. So let's get into that.
Black people want blood, and it's selective outrage. The reason why I say is because why is everybody supporting 50 Cent?
So shout out to the Joe Budden Clips fan page who caught this part of the podcast where Ray Daniels was talking about Chilli on the Radar Report.
In his Shreveport move. By the way, I love 50. I always speak on 50 in a positive light. But 50 famously tweeted, I'm going with Trump. I'm rolling with the winners. Black women still support him. Why? It's selective outrage. It's really because, in my opinion, Chilli is pretty. And her pretty privilege has allowed her to walk through this earth being a pretty woman that can, beautiful hair, She Chilli has never had trouble with men her whole life. She's had privilege her whole life. And I think for the first time they got her. And now all those motherfuckers that were ugly or felt like they were ugly is like, I'm about to get this I'm about to take this pretty motherfucker down. I'm gonna get her pretty ass. I really believe it has something to do with her pretty privilege. I really believe that. And I also believe it a little bit that she dates white men. But my point is this is who cares if she voted for the Republican side? Who gives a fuck? I don't care. I don't let politics divide me from people because I know
Listen, does he have a point? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Basically, he's saying it's ugly women coming after Chilli because she's pretty. Like, I definitely don't agree with that. I feel like the issue, like I said, I feel like the issue is financial. I feel like Chilli makes a living off of Black women who vote primarily Democratic. And so for her to have interests, political interests that are the opposite, opposing political interests, and then try to hide them and act like it's not true when everyone can see it on social media, like the receipts are there. I feel like that's the issue. I feel like it is political and financial. I do think people do put women with her phenotype on a pedestal, but I don't think it's women who are unattractive that are coming for Chilli. I just don't think so. Someone in the comments, someone replied to this and said she's getting canceled, Chilli, because her fan base is mainly women. People with mostly male fan bases don't get canceled for being Republican. Now, I can't agree with that. I do agree with that. When it comes to 50 Cent, I think Snoop, Nelly, it's so many male rappers that support DT that don't get canceled. And I don't know if men care. Like, I don't know if their fan bases care that they support, the MAGA movement and things like that. I don't know if the male fan bases care. So I do think it could be the fact that her fan base is women, but saying that it's unattractive women that are trying to bring her down and cancel her, I don't know about that. That's a bit much for me. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I just want to bring this to y'all and get y'all's opinion. As always, thanks for watching.
Alright, y'all, so that was Layla Lynn. I will put her link in my description. Pretty good content over there, pretty good YouTube channel. Definitely her link will be in my description if you want to follow her YouTube channel. My thing is though, with all of that, people, regardless of what, your celebrity, your politic, your religion, your whatever, if that's what you want to do it. Don't be scared to anything, because how you gonna be yourself if you trying to do what everybody else wants you to do? You want to say what everybody else wants you to say. And I heard Layla when she said something about most of Chilli fan base or Democrat as women, all right. But that's the thing though. The beauty of all of this, when you step into any side of it, nobody know who represent. And be honest, you're not really supposed to mention anything about what's your political side of things, but I guess it's just because Trump in chair and his mega is an issue. I bet you if Trump wasn't in chair, none of that stuff would matter, because it'll just be, oh, she's a Republican. They probably have a few words here, is something to say here or there, and they probably say, oh yeah, whatever. But just because he endorsed Donald Trump is an issue, is a problem now, because now you're not representing us, whereas though we don't feel like we should represent you anymore. But those that say that, y'all been representing her this whole time. And I'm quite sure it's stuff out there that mentions something about her political side of things. If you're a real fan, you're a real fan. You would know what her political side of things is. I mean, I'm not gonna say that you will fully know that, but if you a digger and you dig somewhere out of the line, it might not state that, but somewhere in the line you will piece that puzzle together. So I'm saying that to say this. You know, it's not right y'all blacklist somebody, but I guess, y'all just gonna tear her whole legacy down. Like I said, you might as well just go and just tear the rest of them down because ain't everybody a Democrat, y'all. I'm just gonna say that. Ain't every black person a Democrat. Don't think every black person a Democrat. Y'all don't care. You might praise this person a lot, but they ain't a Democrat. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with them not being a Democrat. Democrats try to make stuff where as though you must stand here. It's 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 us as black people. We must be Democrats. So you telling me something that a white man made, you fully saying we should be a part of it too? Whereas though both sides are not even L fight because it's dealing with the government, the federal government. So it's not L fight, but because you feel like this is the party where as though we should be at, and we should overcome kind of way of things that we should all come over to this party. No, we ain't supposed to. We supposed to build something on our own, come together on our own. This political stuff is not for us. They don't care. They never did. They don't care for us. They don't care about us. We still trying to get out of debt. We still trying to get out of the COVID debt. So I ain't for none of that other extra stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't even know why they messing with Chilli like that. But anyway, I'll see y'all when I come back. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. So I got new merch in the store, y'all. So I mean, I'm just sharing this with y'all. But before I jump into the merch, um, I want to say this, y'all. We all come across a lot of things. But when we start bashing each other because of our belief in what, or because we feel like we want to involve ourselves in something different from what somebody else want to do, why do we tear each other down? Now, what Chilli done was Chilli tried to backslide or backpedal. Let me say that backpedal on certain things in this instead of standing firm, standing on business. You know what I'm saying? Don't, if you said it, mean it, own up to it, live up to it. If you represent this, represent it, regardless of what. Your brand is gonna be affected either way you look at it. So just because you see your brand is getting what it's getting now, I'm gonna say this. If you didn't want your brand to get hit at all, you shouldn't have said nothing. You shouldn't have said nothing. You should have just like, all right, look, I still gotta make my living. I still gotta get my earnings and stuff like that. This is the way I make my money. If you was that concerned about your money and parts like that, and you may have shit said anything. But if you stand up for what you believe, people won't respect you too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of people that will respect you for standing up for what you believe. You know, everybody's not built the same. Everybody's not made the same. We are not. We don't follow the sheep of others. Maybe we look into stuff way different. But I just find it's crazy that